Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, I am going to do 35 movies with female leads, action movies. So it's going to be about 35 good action movies here with female leads. I've been wanting to do this video for a little bit. I was just waiting to get a few more movies. I'm still missing a couple, but I think I got enough to really go ahead and do a nice video. At first, I wasn't going to include any female-led superhero movies, but it's so few of them, I decided to go ahead and throw them in here too. I'm missing a few. I don't have all of them, but I got a decent amount to go ahead and do this video because I've been wanting to do this video, so let's go ahead and knock this out. This is 35 movies, 35 action movies with female leads. Let's go. We're going to start this off with one that, the movie itself, I didn't really like the movie, but I liked the character, and that's Elektra. I think Jennifer Garner did a decent job with the material. Again, I liked her in Daredevil a lot better than I did in her own movie, but Elektra was what it was. But again, it's an action movie, comic book movie. You may not count this as an action movie. You may not count any of these DC or MCU movies as action movies, but I do because a lot of fighting and in some cases there's some gunplay. So I do count them as action movies to a degree. Next up, we got another female-led superhero movie, action movie. It's got a lot of action in it, no doubt about that. And that's X-Men: The Dark Phoenix. She was definitely the lead of the movie, so I just threw it in. These are not typical action movies, so if some of you is like, what the hell? But I get it. They're not typical action movies, but we got plenty to go around, trust me. We just scratching the surface. I wanted to get these out of the way first. Wonder Woman, 1984. This movie, in my opinion, sucked in comparison to the first one. It was just a bad movie all the way around. Next up, we got Wonder Woman. This was a very good movie. Very good movie. One of the DCU's best. We got Birds of Prey. I wasn't kind of lukewarm on this one. I thought it was okay. I didn't really have too many issues with this one. For what it was okay. I didn't mind this one. Wakanda Forever. Definitely a female-led movie. Most definitely. We have Black Widow. And this is the last one from like the superhero stuff, so you guys can stop cringing now. Captain Marvel, which a lot of people gave this movie hell because of Brie Larson's, her stances on certain things, but I thought this movie was very good. I thought it was very entertaining. I liked it. Captain Marvel. I thought Brie Larson did a pretty good job in the role. That's my opinion. Next up, we have Terminator Dark Fate. This was for what it was okay. I'm not going to say this was a bad movie because it really wasn't a bad movie. It was okay. Terminator Genesis. The girl who plays Sarah Connor, I think she did a pretty good job in this movie. I think she did a good job. And I actually like this Terminator movie. A lot of people trashed this one too. I thought it was decent. I just go into movies with different expectations than other people. So a lot of movies that a lot of people out in the Bluetooth community say is trash, I say they all right. I ain't going to say they stellar or they set the world on fire, but they all right. You know what I'm saying? So I got bad movies in my collection? Yeah. But I got a lot of movies that you might consider bad that I watch and say, you know what? It's all right. Because I'm just going into it really open-minded. Not saying you don't, but, you know. Next up, we got an entire series. And the entire series isn't really led by a female, but the first three are, I do believe the first three or the first four. And that's the Alien series. This is the Alien quadrilogy here. Sigourney Weaver, Ripley, fantastic movie. You might not consider these movies action movies, but for me, I consider these to be a little bit of everything, a little bit. This is one series that I can throw into a couple of different genres. I can throw this in horror. I can throw this in thriller. I can throw this in action. The Alien series quadrilogy covers quite a bit. Next up is the Resident Evil series. I think it's Mia Malkovich. Mia Malkovich, she did a great job in this. I know her last name is Malkovich. And she did a great job in most of these movies. All of these wasn't good, but I really did like 1, 2. I liked Yeah, one. Apocalypse was two. That was good. And Extinction, I think that was the third one. So I liked the first three. After that, they wasn't all that great. But I did appreciate this series. Next up, we got the entire Underworld series. So that's 4 films. I'm just going to hold off 4 of them up. All of these wasn't good. In fact, the first one, okay, this is the best one in my opinion. I forgot to put them all together, guys. So, Underworld. I like this one the best out of all of them. It was a fantastic movie. And Kate Beckinsale did a great job in that movie. And we got the rest of them. So I'm going to go ahead and give the nod for the entire Underworld series. It was a female-led series, the entire series. And again, the first one being the best one, but there was a couple of them that was pretty good. Out of the 5 movies in the Underworld series as a whole, I'm going to say it was a good series because I would say 3 out of the 5 was really good. So you got more that's good than bad. So I'm going to give the series good. I'm not going to give it stellar. I'm going to give it good. Now we get into the really good ones. We got The Long Kiss Goodnight. Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. Woo-wee, this was fantastic. I love this movie. This is one of the best in the stack. And we got Bridget Fonda and The Point of No Return. This was a solid movie. This is an older movie from back in the day, but this was a pretty good movie. I dug it. Next up, we got another series here. But I'm going to run these off individually. I'm not sure the order that these are in. I think I know, but either way, here we go. The Girl Who Played with Fire. All of these was good. I enjoyed every last one of these. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I think this might be the first one. The Girl Who Kicked the Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. And this one was fantastic. The Girl in the Spider's Web. This one was fantastic. I like this one. A lot of good action in this one. Next up, we have Pierce Brosnan and, let's see, Milia Malkovich. Yeah, is it Djokovic? I thought it was Malkovich. Either way. The same girl from Resident Evil. Survivor. Good movie right there. We got The Hunt. This one caught me off guard. I really didn't want to see this one. My wife wanted to see this one. We actually caught this on streaming, I think, during lockdown. If I'm not mistaken, it could have been. We caught this during lockdown. It was so good, and I went into it with low expectations, and it was so good I decided to go ahead and grab this next time I saw it on physical, and I did. Really good movie. I think it's underrated, too. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Come on now. You know you're not going to do an action movie, badass chick movie without chick list without having Kill Bill on here. Next up is one. This one was actually pretty decent. I dug it. It's called Hannah. Proud Mary. Again, this one caught me off guard. It wasn't great. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 6. It was all right. I didn't have a problem with Taraji. She did a good job. I didn't think Taraji was going to pull it off, but I watched it, and she was somewhat convincing as an action movie badass chick. You know, she came off all right. Here's one of my favorites of all time, far as action movie, chick movies. In fact, this is probably my favorite. Probably. And what I liked about this one so much, guys, is the action, just the atmosphere, the music, and just the plot and the ideal of this movie. Sucker Punch. Man, what a action-packed chick flick for real. This is about as good as it gets. If you want a movie with a female cast that is just banging action to the max, you might want to check this one out. This one is serious right here. Lucy was okay. I didn't care too much for the ending, but it was all right. It was all right. Scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it maybe a 5. Maybe. It's halfway. Here's one that was phenomenal. Now, I really liked the animation that they was using. I don't know the name of it, but I know it wasn't typical. And it was a banging ass movie. And this is Alita Battle Angel. This movie is incredible. I was really hoping for a follow-up, or at least hearing something about a follow-up, because it just kind of left us hanging there. But this was a good movie. No doubt about that. Aeon Flux. Nothing to write home about. Some of these are generic. Some of these are good. Here's a good one. This is one that I really, really liked. And this is The Protege. Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton, and I think Maggie Q. This movie was banging. Maggie Q she was that chick in here. I'm trying to tell you. Here's another good one. Red Sparrow. Red Sparrow was banging. Really good movie. Really good. This one was straight too. I ain't gonna hold you. This one was all right too. Peppermint. Definitely. Ultraviolet. I wasn't a super duper fan of this one. It was just bearable for me to watch this one. I ain't gonna hold you. It was, it was all right though. It was, again, for a movie to be truly bad to me, it's got to be like, man, turn that shit off right now. I can't even finish it. And I don't come across that many of those where I won't watch the movie. Here's one that was pretty good too, with Charlize Theron and James McAvoy. This is Atomic Blonde. This one was actually pretty decent. This was on the good side of the scale. This was good. Last but not least, here's another one that I thought was good. Angelina Jolie did a great job in this one. We got Salt. This is a steel book. Salt was banging. So guys, those are like 35 action movie, badass chick movies, whatever you want to call them. These are action movies with female leads. And real quick, let's just recap these real quick. We got Atomic Blonde, Red Sparrow, the Underworld series, the entire series, but mainly I kind of go for the first one. I dug the first one a lot. So we're not even going to just hold all those up. We're just going to put those aside. That's the Underworld series. The Resident Evil series, I dug this series. I thought especially the first three, I thought they were really good. And to be honest with you, if I had to narrow it down a little bit more, I would go with just 2 and 3. I would kind of nix one, but one was all right. The Alien quadrilogy, I'm more or less, for me, the banger of the series for me is Aliens, the second movie. I liked the first one, it was all right, but the second one, that's the one for me. Terminator Genesis, for a movie that was female led, it was really good. And again, the girl who plays Sarah Connor, I think she did a good job in the movie. I think overall this was a decent Terminator movie. Like I said before, when we talk about these other Terminator movies outside of the first 2 movies, you're not going to ever get T2 again. That's gone. So anything that came after that, you're just going to have to settle. Just like with Batman, anything that came after The Dark Knight, you're just going to have to settle for it. Just like, like with Dark Knight Rises. It was all right, but it wasn't better than it wasn't better than The Dark Knight. You're just going to have to settle. Once a movie like Terminator 2 come out, The Dark Knight come out, once those type of movies come out, and they don't come along often, when they do come along, anything in that series that come after those, you're just settling. So you're just going to have to go into the mind where, okay, we'll settle. We'll just kind of take the good from it. If you take the good from this movie, it was all right. Dark Fate. I actually like Genesis more than Dark Fate, to be honest with you. The only thing that saved Dark Fate, in my opinion, was the Rev 9, the bad guy. I thought he did a pretty good job. I didn't really care too much for this, but it was a female-led action movie, so I threw it in. Captain Marvel, good movie. I'm calling that a good movie. Black Widow, not so good. It was, I wasn't really feeling that one. Wakanda Forever, I think they did a good job paying homage to Chadwick Boseman in this movie. I really did. I really did think they did a good job. But me personally, and some people may not really like what I'm about to say, but I think they should have recast it T'Challa. They should have just kept T'Challa going. But I like what they did, where they opened the door for a T'Challa to come back later in the series with his son. So I did like how they did that. Again, I like how this movie was done. There was some things about it that I didn't like, but there was a lot of things that I did like. And I thought it was classy how they, since they decided not to recast T'Challa, I like how they did it in introducing his son. So I think that was good. Birds of Prey, for what it was all right. I watch movies for what they are. I'm not going to watch this through the eyes of something really good. Like, I'm not going to watch this through the lenses of something like Terminator 2. I'm going to watch this for what it is. And for what it was all right. Wonder Woman, this was a good movie. Fantastic, actually. Like I said, one of the DCU's best movies. Wonder Woman 84. X-Men Dark Phoenix. This was not all that great. It wasn't as bad as the critics said it was, but it wasn't all that great. Elektra, it could have been better. Salt, this was straight. I ain't have a problem with this one. Ultraviolet, Peppermint, this was straight. I ain't have a problem with Peppermint. The Protege, this was a banger. Aeon Flux, it was a little something, something. Alita Battle Angel, this is a true banger, certified banger. Lucy, This is the best in the whole stack, in my opinion. I like the way this was put together. This was put together in such a way that it was just unbeatable. Proud Mary, it was all right. Hannah, this was straight. Kill Bill 1 and 2, they was both banging. The Hunt, this was a banger. Survivor, this was all right. It was all right, definitely was all right. The girl in the spider's web, a banger. The girl who kicked the hornet nest, banger. The girl with the dragon tattoo, banger. The girl who played with fire, banger. The Point of No Return, this was solid. And The Long Kiss Goodnight, certified banger. That's it. That's a video that I've been wanting to put together for you guys for a nice little bit. We definitely going to revisit this list probably next year. When I add more movies, there's a couple. I wanted to add Haywire to this, Columbiana, and I think it's called Anna. I wanted to add those. I don't have them, but I'm definitely going to get them. So when I add those and a few more, we'll come back to this list next year. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Movie Bay. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Neil's Movie Channel. That's my dude. Shout out to Kenny's Movie Palace. That's my dude. Kenny, don't give up. I know you wanted to give up. Don't give up. Just keep doing what you're doing, big guy. You be all right. Miranda. Oh, Miranda, that's the homegirl right there. Yo, you got to check her out. You got to check Miranda out. That's the homegirl right there. Neil. Okay, I shout out Neil. Dell on Movies. That's the homie over there. Go check Dell out. Cinemosin. That's my dude right there. I like some of the new stuff that he's doing on his channel. Keep up that energy, man. Who else? It's so many people. I'll give shout outs again later, but that's just like my little circle. Oh, can't forget about, how the hell can I forget about my man Hot Fuzz? Oh, I'm sorry, not Hot Fuzz. I'm thinking about the movie, the original Fuzz. Can't forget about my guy, the original Fuzz. Can't forget about Movie Assault. It's just so many people who come over to the channel and just, drop comments and always got something positive to say, spreading that positive vibe, that energy. I appreciate y'all, seriously, more than you know. I got that's like my little circle right there. And I'm always looking to expand the circle. But in this broad Bluetooth community, I have my own community. And it's kind of small right now, but I kind of like it. We all just kind of interact with each other. And if I miss somebody who's always a frequent flyer over at the channel, please let me know. And I was just basically shouting out other channels. I know there's people who come and leave comments who don't have channels, but if I skipped you, don't worry about it. I'm going to always give shout outs every so often. So don't even worry about it. You will get your shout out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all.